How's it going, you guys? AZPlow21 back again with another video here in our UFC save in WMMA 5, and today we have for you UFC on ESPN, Hermansson versus Costa. Big card here today. Main event, Jack Hermansson as he faces off against Paulo Costa. Co-main event, Calvin Kattar takes on Pitbull Freire as he makes his debut. Tyson Moff versus Carlos Diego Ferreira. Jessica Andrade, Tatiana Suarez, Mackenzie Dern in action as well. Let's make sure we put that on TV. We are in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, once again, making our way over to Brazil for another fight card. Just go ahead and put all of this on TV. Want to get that sweet, sweet advertising money. Good to go. All right. All right, all of our emails are taken care of. All of our news is looked at. All that there is left to do is go to the fights. Last time that I saw you guys was for UFC on ABC, Volkov versus Velasquez. Cain Velasquez back in the win column after a submission due to strikes on Volkov's part. Of course, we are making our way towards our next pay-per-view, which is the next time that I will see you guys, UFC 261, McGregor versus Gillespie. Tony Ferguson in action, the return of Ronda Rousey, Moraes versus Jan for the bantamweight title, and then Conor McGregor versus Gregor Gillespie for the lightweight crown. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Hermansson and Costa. Our first prelim is between Chris Holds It Down Holdsworth and Kyung Mr. Perfect Ho Kang. Ho Kang did miss weight, and so he will be making his way up to the featherweight division come next time. Holdsworth still undefeated at 7-0, coming off a win over Thomas Almeida. Ho Kang coming off a loss to Michael McDonald. And Ho Kang gets the split decision victory, giving Holdsworth his first loss of his career. Up next, Alan Patrick, who will be leaving us after this fight, takes on Gavin Big Tasty Hughes. And Gavin Big Tasty Hughes does us a big favor by beating Alan Patrick. Just kind of let him slip under my radar, and Alan Patrick got signed by Jungle Fight. He was, this is his third straight loss in a row, so that's not that big of a deal. And Big Tasty getting his second win in the UFC. Good for him. Up next, Reginaldo Vieira taking on Kyler Matrix Phillips. Matrix, a huge favorite in this one. 2-0 in the UFC. Wins over Gabriel Silva and Merab Dvalishvili. And then Vieira, 1-2 in the UFC, coming off 2 straight wins over Rafols and Smiligielski. Cool. 38-year-old, a big underdog. And Kyler Matrix Phillips gets the win in round 3, 19 seconds into the third round. A great prospect at 25 years of age is Kyler Phillips. Let's see what he says. And he just thanks everyone at MMA Lab and praises Vieira for a tough fight. Now 9-1 is Kyler Matrix Phillips. Up next in the bantamweight division, Johnny Pratino Eduardo taking on Thomas Almeida. Almeida coming off a loss over Chris Holdsworth. And then Eduardo is coming off a win over Louis Smolka. Thomas Almeida back in the win column after a unanimous decision win. And he says he would like to fight Davy Grant next. Up next, Leonardo Santos, who we saw get kneed in the balls a couple times last week, takes on Michel Pereira. In the welterweight division, Michel Pereira, of course, very entertaining fighter. Never know what to expect with Michel Pereira, of course. Takes on Leonardo Santos, 17-4-1, coming off a loss to Dong Yeon Kim. And Michelle Pajeda beats Leonardo Santos via unanimous decision. And says he would like to fight Diego Lima next. Up next, Antonio Braga Neto taking on Sergipano Andre Muniz. Muniz 20-4, 2-0 in the UFC, coming off a win over Rodolfo Vieira on the Adesanya Costa card. And Braga Neto coming off a win over Bruno Silva. Big favorite is Muniz, and he gets the win via unanimous decision. And he says he would like to fight Impa Kasanganay. Up next, Geraldo Espartano de Freitas takes on Julio Cesar Neves. Neves 34-2, de Freitas 13-5. Despite being 13-5, he's a big favorite, coming off a win over Enrique Barzola, a ranked opponent. And Neves, his first loss in forever against Michael Tobin. And Cesar Neves gets the win via TKO due to a cut in round number 1. So must have really gone after it early, causing an upset. Neves says being labeled a heavy underdog hurt his pride. Oh well. Up next, Michelle Nicolini taking on Tiffany No Chill Tio. 10-1 taking on 8-1. Tiffany making her debut after a spot in 1 where she was the champion in the flyweight division. Michelle Nicolini, a very marketable fighter, as you can see. Wins in 1 as well over Gaff and Osman. 39 years of age, really. And your winner is Tiffany No Chill Tio. And she's very happy to have won in her UFC debut. Up next, Janessa Evil Princess Mirandin taking on Chiara Beastie Barbie Penko. Penko out of Italy, 5-1. Mirandin is 10-4. And Penko gets a split decision victory over Janessa Evil Princess Mirandin. The Italian now 2-0 in the UFC. Both wins in the strawweight division. Maybe she'll be ranked come the next rankings. And she wants to fight Nadia Kassem. Up next, Yuri Alcantara taking on Ronnie Yaya in the last prelim. Yaya, heavy favorite here, coming off a loss to Ray Borg. And Alcantara, 40 years of age, coming off a loss to Said Nurmagomedov. And Ronnie Yaya gets the win via TKO in round number 2. All right, first main card fight, Antonio Cara de Zapato Carlos Jr. taking on Brandon Bull Halsey. Halsey, 14-5, making his UFC debut, coming off 2 straight wins in LFA where he was the middleweight champion. Carlos Jr., number 18 ranked middleweight, 8-5-1 in the UFC overall, last coming off a loss to Uriah Hall. And Cara de Zapato gets it done via submission in round number 2. Fight rated as being decent. And he praises Halsey for a tough fight. Up next, one of my wife's, Mackenzie Dern, taking on Vivian Araujo. In the flyweight division, a very, very even matchup. No protection here. Araujo coming off a win over Ashley Evans-Smith. And Mackenzie Dern, 10-1, 5-1 in the UFC. Only lost to Amanda Hebos. Coming off 3 straight wins, Ashley Evans-Smith, Jeon Kim, and Paige Van Zant. Ooh, split decision victory for Vivian Vivi Araujo. Mackenzie Dern, just her second loss of her career. That stings. And Vivian Araujo is throwing a party and invites everyone. So you're a Mormon, I see. What does that even mean? Oh, one of my wives. Good one. Haha. Tatiana Suarez taking on Jessica Andrade in the strawweight division. Of course, Tatiana Suarez coming off the loss to Carla Esparza that kept her from fighting for the title. And Jessica Andrade, 21-9, coming off a win over Alexa Grasso. Before that, 3 straight losses to Wei Li, Rose, and then Xiaonan Yan. And your winner via split decision is Jessica Andrade. Second loss for Tatiana Suarez. 2 losses in a row as well. And Andrade gets a well-needed win there. And she wants to fight Rose again. She wants to get the work. That'd be the trilogy fight, technically. Up next, Mairbek Taisimov taking on Carlos Diego Ferreira. Ferreira, number 11 in the UFC, coming last off a win over James Vick. Taisimov, number 10 in the UFC, coming off wins over Jakar Close and Kevin Lee. And your winner in a fantastic fight is Carlos Diego Ferreira. Armbar in round number 3. Co-main event of the evening, and making his debut is Patricio Pitbull Freire as he takes on the Boston finisher Calvin Kattar. Pitbull, heavy favorite in this. Number 9 already ranked, coming off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight wins. Last over Michael Chandler and Miles Jury. And Calvin Kattar, number 13 in the division, coming off a win over Bibiano Fernandez. So introducing a second straight debutante. And your winner is Pitbull Freire. Kind of saw it coming. Pitbull getting his first win in the UFC in a co-main event via rear naked choke, rated as being a great fight. And he wants to fight Edson Barbosa. What a call out for Freire. Main event time, Jack the Joker Hermansson in enemy waters as he takes on Paulo Borrachinha Costa. Costa is the favorite at minus 200. Coming off the loss, of course, to Adesanya for the title and then getting a big win over Brad Tavares. Hermansson is last coming off the win over Anderson Silva. Main event time here in Brazil. Let's get it going. Herb Dean is your referee. Costa fighting in front of a home crowd. Everyone's going wild. And this is the second straight time that Hermansson's fighting in Brazil, too. So these Brazilian fans, they know Hermansson. They might have a little PTSD from when he retired Anderson Silva. So they might be a little wary, like, uh-oh. you got rid of one of our legends. Don't take one of our prospects, too. Pressuring Hermansson. Misses a jab. Halfway through round number 1. That'd be wild. Costa hits the right cross. Great right hook. Uh-oh. Costa on rubbery legs. Hermansson punishes Costa. Ooh, last second, Costa gets away. Nearly gets finished in the first round. That'd be wild. Costa lands a nice left hook. Costa trash talking. Jack the Brazilian killer Hermansson. Hits Hermansson with a beauty. First round coming to a close. Costa in the pocket. Crunching left to the jaw. Hermansson wobbles and falls. Pounding on him. Hermansson getting destroyed. Referee Herb Dean is forced to jump in with 3 seconds left to go in the first round, declaring your winner by TKO, Paulo Borrachinha Costa. Big win for Paulo Costa there. And he wants to fight Kelvin Gastelum next. That was your main event. Only 700 in Brazil came. Yikes. Hoo boy. Popularity decrease in Canada. Fantastic fight from Ferreira and Taisimov. Let's see. Performance bonuses. Give one to Neves. And let's give one to... let's see here. Give one to Gavin Hughes. Small profit. It is what it is. Winner in the main event is Paulo Costa. We'll go ahead and skip this. Is it? No, wait, it is. By God, Anderson Silva hops the barricade, distracting Hermansson. Costa takes advantage. That'd be pretty wild, to be honest. Anderson Silva's in the crowd. All right. Of course, we'll go ahead and update our rankings, take a look at our emails, see who we need to re-sign, see what we need to cut, and then we will go ahead and be done with this episode and this stream also. Of course, the next time that I see you guys will be for our next pay-per-view, McGregor versus Gillespie. Be sure to like the video, be sure to comment down below, be sure to follow me on Twitch, all that good stuff. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to be trying out my hand at some TEW perhaps later tonight. Kind of want to just get a little bit of rest, do some errands as well, do some laundry and whatnot. Kind of a dumb little thing, but I kind of want to go through all of my pictures in my phone and see what I want to delete, because there's a bunch of just random like memes and stuff in my phone that I kind of want to get rid of. You know, it is what it is, but you know, like when you kind of have to do like a little spring cleaning and get rid of all the stuff in your phone. Alrighty. Post-fight retirement for Gleison Tebow. Alright. Let's go and update our rankings. Nothing going on in the heavyweight division. Light heavyweight, no movement as well. Middleweight, Paulo Costa moves up to number 4. Hermansson moves down to number 10. Carlos Jr. up to 15. At welterweight, there is no movement. At lightweight, Carlos Diego Ferreira moves up to number 6. Wow. All the way to number 6. I mean, yeah. Big win over number 10 in a fantastic fight as well. Tyson Moff moves down to number 15. At featherweight, Pitbull moves up to number 7. And Cater all the way down to number 19 now. Bantamweight, Yaya is in the rankings at 24. Flyweight, Roberto Sanchez debuts at number 13. Anderson Silva takes the mic. I have returned for the break show and I support the great fighter Paulo Costa. No one at bantamweight. Mackenzie Dern moves down to 17. Araujo is up to number 14. Strawweight, Andrade up to number 4. Rose moves up to number 3. Suarez moves down to number 6. Zhang moves down to number 7. Who's Rose fighting? Rose is fighting Jessica Aguilar. Okay. All right. Those are our rankings. Let's take a look at this. Ooh, Tyler Diamond? Is he coming off a win? Okay. Yeah, let's sign Tyler Diamond. Tyson Jeffries, no thank you. No thank you. Emiliano Sordi, no thank you. Brennan Lofnane, no thank you. Adam, no thanks. No thanks. No thanks. Todd Moore, no. Ben Forsyth, no. Tommy Ford, how's it going, man? You missed, well, all three of the fight cards that were before our next pay-per-view. Kane and Derek Lewis may have beef. Why do you say that? A lot of beef between the two of those for sure. I'm talking just wait. Okay, Vivian Araujo. Go ahead and get her re-signed. Michelle Pajeda. Braga Neto. Coming off a loss. I give him a couple more fights. Why is he so expensive? What? Why are you so expensive, Antonio? Low-level national? That doesn't mean anything. Johnny Eduardo. Go and cut Johnny Eduardo. Geraldo for the Freitas. Yeah, we'll go ahead and cut him as well. Rede Globo did not like that fight card. That's tough. Alrighty. A couple people trickle in. That seems to be on brand for me as I sign off, actually. So we did all three of our fight cards during this stream. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. I'm AZPlow21. The next time I see you guys will be for UFC 261. McGregor versus Gaethje. Tony Ferguson in action versus Moicano. Ronda Rousey makes her return against Juliana Pena. Marlon Moraes versus Piotr Jan for the Bantamweight Championship. And Conor McGregor defends his lightweight crown against Gregor Gillespie. Take a look at the prelims there if you want to. I'm AZPlow21. I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your day.